So we're going to get started this morning with a wonderful conversation with someone you might know. I'd like to invite Jack Antonini up to the stage with me so that we can do a little chat here. Please welcome Jack. Okay, so is this a busy, what's this I'm hearing that this might be a record NACUSO conference for you?
Yeah, we actually have 576 attendees, and our previous record was 506 last year, and the record before that was here in 2071 in the fall, because the pandemic caused us to delay it, and that was 471. So we've gone from 471 to 506 to 576, which is pretty amazing.
That's what it's all about, right?
Yep.
That's great. Okay, so we're going to do kind of a fast-paced exchange here. I'm going to ask Jack some questions, and we'll get his feedback. All right? You ready?
Sure.
I'm going to make sure I'm going through this. Okay. What's your favorite movie?
Top Gun Maverick.
Now, how crazy is that? So Maverick, it was kind of cool, huh?
It was.
Okay, best concert ever.
I have not attended a lot of concerts, but the best one for me was the Super Bowl game in 1993 when Michael Jackson performed. I was there and was about 20 rows back in the center and got a chance to experience all that. It was pretty phenomenal. It's kind of the beginning of the modern day Super Bowl halftime shows.
Wow, it was great. So what's your favorite concert? Everybody just yell it out. Pink Floyd? All right, who said that? Raise your hand. All right, girl. Okay, now we know. Anybody else? Well, some all generations have seen, right? The Rolling Stones. I mean, some of these guys just keep coming back, so that's great.
That's true.
All right, so let's ask him a question about what would surprise all of us about you.
Probably one of the most surprising things, which I think was really funny, Guy and I were talking about this last night. I met NACUSO in 2010 when Sarah Canepa Bang asked me to come and speak at the NACUSO conference right here. So in 2010 was when I first experienced and met NACUSO and got a chance to get to know the folks in the credit union world. I thought that was pretty exciting.
Excellent, excellent. So what's your favorite moment at NACUSO?
Favorite moment has got to be when we were able to get the risk-based capital that was going to be charged for CUSO investment from 250% down to 100%. That was big because we really saw 250% as really having a negative impact on people investing in CUSOs if you had to set aside that much capital toward that. And there was just a real big misunderstanding in terms of what went into that. And once we met with Chairman Matz at the GAC, and Joyce brought her entire senior staff, asked what was the basis of it. She promised to get that for us, and they said it was based upon what the Basel Accord had said and what the bank risk-based capital was. And I had done those calculations as a CFO of a bank for many years, and I'm like, no, that's not right. So when they got it for us, we found out that they were basing it on essentially private equity and venture capital type investments that banks are allowed to do, where the only way you ever get your money back is if it succeeds and you sell it sometime down the road. So your capital's at risk the entire time you have the investment with them. What's comparable to CUSOs is something called a bank service corporation, because banks can't collaborate the way that credit unions can because of antitrust. Bank service corporations are just wholly consolidated, and there's a 100% risk weighting. So we got a lawyer that runs the banking practice at the biggest law firm in DC to write a letter for us, someone that I knew that I'd worked with before. Took that to the folks at the NCUA, and they said, thank you, we made a mistake, we'll fix it. And they dropped it to 100%.
What do you think? I think it had significant implications for the growth in the industry, and it'll be interesting to stay on top of it.
Definitely.
Yeah. Okay, so when you think about the, when you go worst moments?
Worst moment's pretty easy. That was 2020 when the pandemic hit. I mean, we were literally just weeks before putting on our conference, and we had to shut the whole thing down. We were going to be in Orlando that year. Disney was playing basically a game of chicken with us. We were letting our attendees know that the conference might not happen. Disney took that as being that we had canceled our conference, and so they made a $450,000 demand on a Sunday afternoon, which was very painful. And if we had had to pay that, would have crippled us, if not killed us, basically. So I was very careful in what we said and how we said it. And I said, no, we're still planning to do our conference. We may not have very many people there, but as long as you can perform, we will perform. And in the end, they obviously had to close down because of everything that was going on, and they allowed us to extract ourselves from the contract without the huge financial obligation. But that was pretty scary for a while.
I love the fact that you just pushed right back, right?
That's our nature.
It's all about who's going to make that, back down first. And so when we look at the items that I think coming up, couple of points you made. Education's important.
Yes.
Got to make sure that we're educating, and then we have to know our stuff. Be able to do that negotiation. That's
absolutely
great, Jack. All right. So, what's your favorite saying?
Basically, it's following the golden rule. You should treat other people the way you would like to be treated. Or for people that can't really relate to that, I say, how would you like your mother to be treated by somebody else? Treat other people the same way. And when I worked at USAA, General McDermott, who was the leader there, he had said, your employees are only going to treat your members as good as you treat them, which was a different version of the golden rule. And it really made sense. And I spent several hours every month listening to phone calls, just randomly. They didn't know I was listening, just to kind of see how people were doing, and came to realize that that was a real truism. So, treating other people well is something we should always do, but it's also going to be what allows you to be able to get the best service for your members.
I think everybody would agree with that one. So I want to know what you actually say. Favorite saying. Okay, famous friends.
Oh, David Robinson is one. And he came and spoke at our conference in 2018, which was pretty exciting. And then the other one, who was a famous person from the Naval Academy, is, what is his name now? I have such a bad memory anymore. Roger Staubach.
Oh.
So, that was, I know, I'm sorry. The cool thing is I've been able to go head to his house. We've had meetings in his office. I was in Charlotte, North Carolina, walking across an outside area from one of the First Union buildings to another with a group of employees, and all of a sudden I hear somebody yell out, Jack Antonini. It's like, I'm looking all around. It's Roger Staubach. And this guy walking with me is like, you know Roger Staubach? Yeah.
Well, I think there's a few people here that are feeling the same way about Jerry Rice.
Oh, yeah.
That's going to be
That's
cool
gonna be
tomorrow.
amazing.
So, all right, final question here. Favorite team for the championship?
Oh, goodness. I am not even sure, to tell you the truth, who I think is going to be able to win. I've just not been on top of it that much.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, lots of upsets, and I think they're going to have a little fun with some brackets and some.
Oh, yeah.
I love it when the Cinderella teams, if you will, come forward. So thank you very much. Jack is going to be on stage tomorrow, and you'll be hearing more from him. So please give a round of applause. Thank you for joining us.
Absolutely. Thank you.